How's it going, guys? Well, my trusty WR, which is right over there, I've owned it for more than 2.5 years now. It's never let me down. I've had, say, flat tires, sure, that happens to every bike. I've had a loose chain. That was my fault for using a non-O-ring chain. And that happened on my recent Flinders trip. But other than that, that bike has got me there and back every time with no issues. So of course, 20 kilometers into owning this bike, this Husqvarna had to leave me stranded on the side of the road. Okay guys, so what happened? Why was I left on the side of the road after only 20 kilometers? Well, I left my mates, Cornets, and I'd stop at a traffic light and the bike would start pulling. The clutch started dragging. So I quickly adjusted the lever and I fixed it for about a minute and it started dragging again. So I knew I must be leaking fluid somewhere, brake fluid must be coming out somewhere. For some reason, it's just the pressure is dropping. It got to the point where I'd have to really hold onto the brake to stop the bike from moving forward, and obviously the bike started stalling. Now, I didn't want to keep riding like that. I didn't want to keep changing through gears without actually having a clutch that worked. So I basically decided just to call my girlfriend to come get me in the ute. Now, what went wrong? Well, there was no brake fluid leaking anywhere. So this failed. The Magura clutch slave. Now, if I'd read up on common issues to do with the 501, I would find out that the Magura clutch slave fails very often on this model here. The 2017 and 18, even the 701s, it just didn't do well. This is an O-ring designed one, and it just starts wearing and leaking around there, and that's what's happened on mine. I've had brake fluid leak behind this piston and seal, an O-ring, and the brake fluid's actually gone into my motor. Now, luckily I wasn't riding for that long, and luckily there's not that much brake fluid that can actually get into the motor. The motor is 1.5 litres, and I suppose maybe 20 mils from here, although I don't think all of it went in there. But regardless, not a good situation, especially if you're somewhere remote. That would be the worst situation. So you can replace it with another Magura, which is quite expensive as an OEM. But the 500EXE, which uses Brembos, theirs is a bit cheaper and more reliable. But I've gone with the Oberon. So I've already installed it, I've already changed the engine oil and the engine filter, and I can confirm it's fixed, it's brilliant, and hopefully now I have the reliability of the Oberon. But to the point, everybody that told me not to sell my WR, I mean, it's still sitting here, I still look at it, I still want to try and make up reasons as to why I should keep it. But you're right, the WR is a lot more reliable than this, but luckily for me, this issue is a common issue on this bike. And for $200 I've now fixed it and improved the reliability of the clutch. So it's a bit of a shitty situation, but in the end, a cheap fix, and I'm a lot happier now. But there you have it. 501 definitely not as reliable as the WR250R. I don't think that's anything new, but like I said in this series, I'm going to just give the straight honest truth of owning a 501 compared to the WR250R.